Hey guys, Christy here from DaSilva Life and welcome back to my channel. If you've been to my channel before, you know that we are big fans of ClickUp around here. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat on any of the systems and organization content that you need. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a hot topic, ClickUp dashboards. So typically when people get started with ClickUp, they avoid dashboards because they're not exactly sure what they could be used for. So that's where I'm here to guide you through the top 5 dashboards that I use in my business and how to set them up. So what are dashboards actually used for? Well, they compile all the information you need, whether that information is inside ClickUp or outside of it. You can use things like task lists, track time, embed different important documents like Google Docs and Google Sheets. You can add chat widgets to communicate with your team or clients, and so many more things that I can't wait to show you. So if you're just getting started with ClickUp, I want to let you know about our free ClickUp 101 guide. This is going to help you understand the basics of ClickUp as you're setting it up. I'll put the link in the description to make sure you can download that today. And make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another tutorial. So just to give you a snapshot of what you're going to learn today, the 5 dashboards I'm going to show you how to create are today's task dashboard, sales tracker dashboard, brain dump dashboard, team member dashboard, and client dashboards. Let's dive in. Starting off with one of my absolute faves is my today's task dashboard. So what is the purpose of my today's task dashboard? It is to funnel in all of the tasks that are due to me today. So I have everything coming in from my ClickUp in one snapshot. Another fun element of this dashboard is I love adding personal elements. So I have this GIF to keep me motivated, my why, my hubby and I, and just a quote to give me some inspiration. So let me show you through the different widgets on this dashboard and how to set it up. Okay, so first of all, when you have a new dashboard, you are going to go into My Dashboards and click plus new dashboard. Then you can name this anything that you want. So I'm going to put today's tasks, and then it's going to be a blank slate. So what you'll do to create this one is add the widget task list, and then I'll rename this today's tasks. Or you can even do like due to me today. I'm going to select all locations, group it by status. You can also group it by other different things, assignees, priorities, tags, due dates, etc. Include subtasks as well in case I'm on any subtasks that are due for today. And then I'm going to put 2 filters. So those filters are that the assignee is me and that the due date is today. You can also do today and earlier if you want to make sure that any overdue things are popping up in there. And then you'll see when I click add widget that is going to pop up for me. I can now drag and drop this widget to be extended, and I'll be able to see all of my tasks that are due to me today. The cool thing about this as well is I can click into this, click into the task, and then mark it as complete or change the status of it and manage that exact task from my dashboard. Now for the fun inspirational stuff. Those are just text blocks. So if I add the widget text block, I will do you got this, and then that GIF is actually from the / command Giphy. So if you do / Giphy and then you type in you got this or any other thing that you want, you can then shuffle these to be if you want a different one and then add this widget. Now where'd it go? It popped up at the bottom because it's going to be a little bit bigger than this column here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to resize it to make sure it fits. And then pop this up here. Now, to make my life easier, what I can do instead of doing the same thing, add a widget text block and then resize it, I can actually just duplicate 2 of these because it's going to show up as the exact same size. Then I can change the title of this here. So I'll put my why, delete this, inspiration, delete this. And then here is where I add an attachment of Jeff and I. So I just did \attachment and then pulled that from my computer. And then inspiration was just an inspiring quote. And then I just formatted it. So if you highlight over this, is going to be the same as in a task, in a doc, anything like that. You can change the sizing, you can highlight it, change the color, all the things. Italicize it, bold, etc. So that is how I do my today's task dashboard. Now let's move on to sales tracker. So here we have the sales tracker dashboard. Isn't it beautiful? I know. And so this is pulling in all my information from my sales tracker list, which let me show you what that looks like. Here is my sales tracker template list. I will actually link this for you so you can have access to it if you want it, where these are all of the items that have been purchased from me, offers, products, etc. This is obviously just a template, so not my real numbers, but I actually have this information funneling in from Zapier. If you guys don't know what Zapier is, it's an integrations tool that basically connects 2 softwares together and brings the information to where you need. So for my specific one, I have income coming in from Honeybook, Kajabi, PayPal, and Stripe. And so anytime I get a sale, it then zaps into here. I then fill out the information and then it uploads and goes into my sales tracker dashboard. So everything on the dashboard, which I'll show you, is linked to this list in different widgets. So basically you'll see here we have different statuses of PayPal, Stripe, Kajabi, and Honeybook, the custom fields, gross income, net income, and then tags for the month, and then the date created. Because Zapier will zap it in, that means the date created was the date that sale was made. So going back to the sales tracker dashboard, I am not going to show you exactly how to do this one step by step. Instead, I'm just going to open up the settings of each widget, tell you what they are, and then show you how to create this one. So here we have this month's gross sales net, this year's gross sales, and this year's net. Then we have yearly sales by category pie chart, monthly income bar chart, and then just the list widget that shows the monthly breakdown so I can see this month, okay, where is itemized every single thing coming in. So starting with the calculation widgets. So these are, if you add the widget calculation, those 4 up top are calculations. And what exactly do they look like? So I filtered these. Actually, let's go into the settings first. So I named them this month's gross sales. It's coming in, location is sales tracker template, so in digital products. The field is numbers, gross money, and then have the function sum, unit dollars, and then include tasks in multiple lists. The task filter is date created is this month. That's going to show up with the number of sales I have made this month gross. Then with the net, what I did for this was I just duplicated it, and instead of the field being gross, I then changed it to net. So anytime you create a widget, think of the next ones I'm going to create. Is there anything I can duplicate to make this process quicker? And then this year's, again, duplicated it, but the widget is not filtered at all. So this is just coming in from the sales tracker, which will be my 2021 sales tracker. So these 2 are just no filter, except that this is the gross field and then this is the net field. So what you could do is just duplicate the gross and the net and then remove that filter. So you can just clear the filter and then that number will pop up. This month's sales breakdown is a task list widget. I'll show you the settings. If you want to pause the video and create these widgets as you're going through them, you can. So this is this month's sales breakdown, sales tracker template, status, group by status, and the filter is date created is this month. Then these two are pie chart and bar chart. So if we go to add widget, those are going to be custom, pie chart, and bar chart. Now I will let you know these are only available on the business plan. So if this is something that you'd really love to have, you will be required to have the business plan. But I have a coupon code that will get you a percentage off every single month, and I will drop that in the description below in case you want to save on your plan. So here is a pie chart. When I open up the settings, I have yearly sales by category, location is sales tracker template, group by statuses, show statuses, and here I actually have to change this. I want to show you that if you have tasks, what'll happen is you will see that, okay, I have 2 sales from Honeybook, 9 from PayPal, 4 from Stripe, 6 from Kajabi. But when it comes to sales, that's not really accurate. What you want to do is have this by the income, so you see the percentage of your income, not just how many sales. If you wanted to do number of sales by category, then this would be a great option. But how do you change this? You go to the value, numbers, and then you would do that gross income and then save. So when I do this, you'll get a more accurate wheel and see, okay, PayPal, I have 25,647, Stripe, 4,115. So I wanted to show you that to show you the difference. And then monthly income is that bar chart widget. And then when you go into settings, you have monthly income, sales tracker, x-axis is labels month, all values, y-axis is numbers gross, group by none, and include tasks and multiple lists, save. So that is all of the widgets explained on the sales tracker dashboard. I love this sales tracker because I can easily just see my numbers at a glance, really visually pleasing. Again, I will link the exact template in my shop in case you just want to plug and play and have everything you need to create this template without doing the bulk of the work yourself. Moving on to my brain dump dashboard. So something when it comes to productivity, time management, and just being a human and a business owner is all of the thoughts constantly circling through your head all day, every day. One of my favorite tips is brain dumping. So anytime something comes to my mind, instead of trying to remember it later, I put it down somewhere. Where do I put it? My brain dump dashboard. So up until recently, I actually just had one text block widget that was called brain dump. But recently I actually sectioned it into business ideas, training to watch, links to visit, and then just a general brain dump section. The really cool thing about this too is I will favorite it, so I can always access it on my favorites bar. This is actually my real one. This one is a demo. And what's cool is I will go there all day. If I think of something random that I have to take care of, and I'll write it down. But then once a week, I go through it and I take care of the things. And by take care of, I don't mean go ahead and do it. I will then highlight over the task and create a task from this, put it into the list that it belongs in, assign a due date, and then I can delete it from my brain dump. So making sure these things are actually getting done. So that being said, these are all text blocks. So if you add widget, text block, I named them brain dump, business ideas, trainings to watch, links to visit. These are just any notes that I'm taking. I'll also put highlight over for personal in case I have any personal things that I have in my head that I want to get out. And you can do all this through slash command. So if you click backslash, you can do things like checklists, bulleted lists. These are all tables below here. So let me show you the table. What I did when I created the table, if you click in the box, you're then able to delete these columns. So that's what I did. And then you can adjust the sizing, add more rows, just type in them, etc. So I just wanted to show you how I organize all of the information constantly flowing through my brain into my brain dump dashboard, go through it, assign the things, or come back to it at a later time to visit the things that I wrote down. Because ClickUp can tend to feel a little complex at times, it's so important that we set up ourselves and our team members for success. which brings me to another one of my favorite dashboards, my team member dashboards. So for this demo, I just created one for myself to show you the different widgets that I have on it. So if you do time tracking within your business and you want to make sure that your team members have their time track show up on their dashboard, then I recommend adding a time tracking widget, which if you go to time tracking and time reporting, then you'll be able to add this widget. So if I go into settings, you'll see I named it this week's hours, time range is this week. I group it by user and task. So the first level is user, the second level is task. So I can see exactly what task took how many minutes or hours. The person, and I just put billable show both, show time estimates, and save. So now you'll see this shows that I tracked 34 seconds this week. And what was that on? That was on the task checking emails and Slack. Anything else that I track, so you'll see if I go into this task and I start tracking my time, I'll give it like 2 seconds. Then when I press stop, this is now going to show up in my dashboard. Another tip, if you ever want to refresh a dashboard, you can have this refresh manually every 5, 15, 30, or 60 minutes. I'm going to refresh it manually now. And now you will see that this new task popped up. How long did it take me? What exactly was it? So that is the time tracking widget. And then again, a note block with another GIF just for fun, team camaraderie. And then I have a task list widget. So again, add widget, task list. What is this? The settings on here, it is in 3 locations, but you can do all locations or whatever locations you want to put on here. You can either group it by status or you can group it by due date. So you'll see right now on the left, you can see it shows the different lists it's showing up on: admin, what the statuses are, finance, research and development. If I group it by due date, you'll see what happens. I'll include the subtasks, so tasks that are in multiple lists at once, and then filter assignee is me, and the due date is this week. When I save this, you'll see that now this shows up as today. If I have other things that are due, say I put this for yesterday, then you'll see this, once I refresh this, that's going to go into its own category that's going to be overdue. But for next week, it would say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this could be preference to how you want your team members to view their tasks or how they want to view their tasks. So I'm going to move this back to today. And then again, I'll show you the other option one more time. I can group this by status and press save. So now it'll show the list and the status that is under. Then I just have one more text block that gives the schedule. So I just put Monday through Friday, and then I put my schedule in there. Your team members, you could have a task for them to update their weekly schedule every week if you want, so you know if they're out of office or anything like that. Just really gives a great way in case you reach out to a team member and you're not sure why they're being slow on communication. You can go to their schedule and then see if they are in office. This is really great, especially if you have subcontractors, because they're not employees, so they're not bound to their computer Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So it gives you a chance to have clear communication in case you're wondering why their response time is not quick. So that is the team member dashboard. So last but certainly not least is the client dashboard. So this is the way that I set up my client dashboard to give my clients every piece of information they need for our project and also really elevate my client experience. It makes my life easier and their life easier. So let me walk you through all of the different widgets that I have on here. Again, your business model is going to be different, so you might set this up differently for you, but it's just a really good example of things that you can include, and you can add more or simplify it as needed. So starting with the top, the banner. This is just a text block widget. So again, add widget, text block. I didn't even name this one because I didn't want to clutter it. I wanted to be super clean and streamlined. And I just added / attachment and created this banner easily in Canva. Then I have this other text block widget where I linked a Loom video of me going through their dashboard and their client project, exactly what to expect, so then they feel comfortable with ClickUp and with everything that they need to do for our project to kick off. Then I have a nice welcome message, just welcoming them in to be a client with DaSilva Life. The next is a text block widget going over contact info and meetings, so working hours, contact info, and our scheduled sessions. Not only is this good information for them to have, but it also sets boundaries from day one of what to expect when communicating with us and the team, what hours we're online, etc. Then we have this chat widget, which you haven't seen this before yet. It's the first time I'm showing you in this video. Is if you click on add widget chat, now it gives a personalized chat for you and your client to be able to communicate back and forth. It's really great if you want to keep everything within ClickUp to have this here because it centralizes that communication and they can communicate with you and your team as well. Then I have another text block widget for important documents and links with text on it and buttons. Buttons are one of my favorite things because they just look really clean and give links to everything that your client needs. So how you create a button is by clicking \button, putting the title of it, the URL, what color do you want it to be, and then where do you want it aligned within that text block. When your client clicks on these buttons, it opens up a new tab in their browser and it brings them right to exactly what they need. And then the last two things are number one, their task list. So you can filter in either two options or many options. You can put a task list widget and link their project so they could see everything that's going on. And then I would recommend putting like your project details or your project tasks, something like that. And then they can just see everything that's going on. If you want to see the whole project, the team, if you want to filter out any information. Or another option could be to filter in their list and add a filter that the assignee is them. So then you say, these are all the tasks that I need you to complete on your end or review, etc. So you can filter out this task list to be whatever information you want them to see. And then the last thing is just project deliverables. So what are the things that you are promising to get done within the scope of their project? Also avoids scope creep, so you make sure that you are not taking on anything that was not discussed when the contract was signed. And you can just put their project deliverables or your services, etc. So that is a walkthrough of the information that I have on my client dashboard. So I hope that video was helpful for you because I know that when I first started, dashboards were a huge question mark in my head. I was totally intimidated by them and didn't know what to utilize them for. So now you have 5 really great examples of ways that you can use them in your business. If you like this video, make sure to tap that like button. And if you have any other questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below.